She's the mother of Pat Moran, place kicker for Cedar Creek High School. Morning, Connie.
Good morning. How are you?
I must be really famous now that Connie Moran's following me on Twitter. I need some motherly advice here. I got a little bit of a scratchy throat and a cough. Give me some. What's a home remedy?
Oh, home remedy. So something keep fluids cold, cough drops, and I always go my go-to chicken broth.
But I have to wait till later. I got to head up to Kane University today for Holy Spirit.
Oh, make sure you bring some in a hot thermos. Chicken broth does the trick. Makes you feel better.
Good stuff. So tell us all about Patrick. He don't say much on the sidelines, although he is a guy who always shakes my hand every time he sees me. How you doing, Mr. O'Sullivan? So very, very polite young man. Is that his nature, or is he kind of a wild child when he was younger?
No, he actually, that's him. He's very polite, and we've been getting so many compliments from people all the time for both our children, how, respectful they are, and so it makes you really proud. But he's pretty low-key, he's funny, he's outgoing, but he's not a wildcat.
No crazy stories from his youth of breaking windows or anything like that?
Oh, God.
There's got to be something there in the files.
There's probably, goofy stuff. There's always something.
Nothing you want to say on the radio?
No, the latest, it's always, I don't know. The latest one, I think, would have been when he and his father were moving a barrel of a hydraulic fluid on the back of a truck, and instead of heave-hoeing, he hoed and heaved and ended up, smashing my husband's finger, and, that was just like, oh, and he felt so bad, but it's always something silly,
Yeah, boys will be boys, right?
Yeah, it's always boys will be boys. But that was the latest. Hopefully we won't have any more.
So what's it like being the mother of a high school football player?
It's, this is the first time we've been doing this, and it's pretty neat. I mean, we're excited especially for Patrick. This year has been a great season. He's come a long way. Just watching him progress through the years, and we're just so happy that this year it's just had a great season. It's funny because when he was peewee and you watch them play and the moms are like, oh, they're going to get hurt. And I'm like,
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. They kind of bounce off each other. They hit, they bounce. And it was funny, as he got older and was playing, they hit harder. And you could hear the helmets crashing even louder. And then when it came to high school, I was like, wow, now it's like they're really slamming in each other. You hear the helmets and you start to worry a little bit. But him as the kicker, it's not so bad because he's, I just worry he overdoes it. He practices so much.
Yeah, I was talking to him last weekend, and it was interesting to find out some of his workout routines. He was telling me pretty much every night before he goes to bed, he spends, an hour or more down in the basement working on his kicking skills and all kind of little drills that Coach Cooper has taught him. Are you ever surprised at his work ethic and how self-motivated he is?
I am very surprised at that. He's a teenage boy. And, up to probably before this year, sometimes you had to push him to do it, remind him, because he's a kid,
Right.
And the best motivation would have been, Patrick, I need you to clean your room. He's laying on the couch. Patrick, I need you to clean your room. Oh, no, I got to go do my kicking exercises. And off he goes to the basement, and I hear him down there. And then by the time he gets up, I forget about it, So,
so
he's good.
Little avoidance technique then.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He knows.
Hey, it's working out for the best of the long run.
Yeah, he really all year long. I mean, he practices. He's very dedicated, and it's a lot for a kid his age. And his friends will be like, we want to go somewhere, and he'll be outside kicking because we have goalposts out back, and thanks to Groff, they donated the material for him. He'll be out there kicking. His friends will be like waiting. But, he knows he has to get that done, and even his friends know he's got to get that done.
Now, as a mom, I'm sure you had different designs for your backyard there. Are you surprised now that there's a goalpost back there?
Oh, yeah, it's been out there for, you look out the window, there's a goalpost. Yeah, what are you going to do? Hey, whatever we have to do to help him, we've been doing it. The whole family chips in. His sister's taking him to lessons. We've all, even his uncles, everybody's just really supported him.
So what's this last year or so been like? Obviously, he played a major role in the state championship last year, connecting on that extra point that basically won the game for the Cedar Creek Pirates, and he ends up kind of being one of the heroes Did you ever think that would happen when he was about 8 or 9 years old?
No, not at all. That was so exciting, but I got to tell you, the most exciting game was the St. Joe game. That was just
right, overtime field goal, right?
And just knowing, just watching him that day, and just I know what's going through his head, and he's worked so hard. So that was just, to me, that was just the most. That was more exciting than the championship game, but it was just really, really something else.
We're talking with Connie Moran. She's the mom of Patrick Moran, who's the place kicker for Cedar Creek High School football team. They're going to be in the state championship tomorrow, 11 a.m. at Rowan University against West Deptford. Connie, what's it like as a mom of a place kicker? I mean, I know these kids put so much pressure on themselves, and a lot of times if you miss that kick, you have the chance to be a hero or the GOAT, and that can be tough for a 16, 17-year-old kid to miss a big kick and kind of let the team down. How do you deal with that as a parent, knowing what your son's going through in those tense moments?
For me, I know what's going through his head, and if he's having if something went bad, I just feel so bad for him, because I know he used to be hard on himself, but in the last year he's learned mentally how to control things. He's spoken to a sports psychiatrist that really helped him with some tips. So this year I can see that he's working through it on the sideline, and he mentally gets himself prepared even before a game and even afterwards. So he's really matured that way, and it's just so and as a mom sitting back, you just feel for him, because I know he's upset, or I know he's excited. You get excited for him, so you can just tell from their emotions, and you just what are you going to do? It's that connection you have with your kid, and you just know. So you support him. I'm always positive. It's okay, and he's like, no, it's not okay, or no, it's okay. It'll be fine. It's been like that. And listen to Mom. She knows.
Yeah, that was an interesting part of our conversation when I talked to him last weekend. Was he kind of said, he's like, hey Dave, I don't want you to think I'm crazy here, but I talked to sports psychologists, and I thought that was really a progressive way of approaching what he does. You wouldn't think of that as a high school kid reaching out to sports psychologists to try to train themselves mentally to handle pressure situations. But I thought that was kind of neat how a high school kid is really taking the initiative and trying to better himself in that way.
Yeah, and even I was like, what? What do you mean talking this? But it was just it was just really good tips on how to. There's things you can control. There's things you can. And he spoke to my husband and myself, and it really. I believe it really helped him. Because he just focuses and runs through those things through his head before a game, during it, and after. So again, I think that's a big step, and it's pretty mature for a kid his age.
Now that he's a big football star, the ladies coming around taking an interest?
Well, I believe so. But
hey,
Mom has rules,
Football only until you get to college, right?
Yeah, right. Right.
He's a great kid. I love talking to him on the sidelines, and you must be proud of all he's accomplished, both on the field and in the classroom, and really kind of a model of how you want your high school athlete to be.
Yeah, and like I said, we've always heard it, but we've heard it so much more this year. Every time we see somebody from school or someone from the media that he's spoken to, they compliment how respectful he is, and just a pleasure to talk to, and great interviewer. And you sit back, it's like, who is this kid? Like, he just matured before our eyes.
Right? Yeah, it does happen quickly.
Yeah, and so it makes you feel good as a parent that you did something good with your kids. They're respectful kids. They're hardworking. So yeah, we're very proud of both our children.
What's that like, when the phone rings at night and it's somebody from the media, like myself or Mike McGarry from the Press for Atlantic City, guys like Bill Laconey from The Current giving you a call in the house. That's got to be something kind of neat that not every high school family gets to go through.
Well, it was funny because Tuesday night we're running late to go to his Cal Awards, and he's half dressed, shirt tucked in, tie. We're like, we gotta go, and he's on his cell phone, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then I realize it's an interview. So the whole ride to the Cal, he's trying to get dressed, talking on the phone, and I'm just sitting in the back going, wow, like that was so impressive. Like he just sounded like so, smart and mature. I knew what he was talking about. He just handled himself really well. So we're just kind of like, wow, he can do this all on his own. He doesn't, need us. No cue cards, nothing.
Yep. Well, you got one more game. I'm sure you guys are excited. We're up against the break. Got to let you go. But, Connie, thanks so much for taking a few minutes and letting us get to know Pat a little bit more.
Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
All right. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks, Connie.
Thanks. You too.
That was Connie Moran, mom of Patrick Moran, outstanding senior place kicker for Cedar Creek.